Hey guys, this is Shreyas, also known as SNI, and I really hope that you guys are staying at home, you're safe, and I hope that you guys are following your government's instructions. And I'm really honored to be part of Ask the Artist session 3 by the Caustic family, and I hope that my tips could be of use for you guys. So let's start checking the questions. So the first question is, how important is referencing and how to do it properly? Okay, so first of all, referencing is very important when it comes to getting your tracks to a certain quality and making them sound really professional. And referencing really helps you to get your structures proper, and it really helps you to get your mix downs proper. So for referencing the mix downs, I suggest you to add a span meter or spectrum analyzer plugin so that you can analyze the specific frequencies of the track and make sure that your track has the same amount of frequencies on each band. For example, the low end, mids, and the high. So the next question says, how do you make your elements sound so clean, and how do you EQ them? So basically, I think that most of the problems are solved when you do basic EQing, where you remove the lows from every sound other than your kick and bass, and that really makes your sound really clean. And also the volume leveling really makes a lot of difference, the balance in the volume levels of all the sounds. And I think that when it comes to layering, you need to assign certain frequencies for each layer and make sure that they don't clash, and you should make sure that they have their own space in the mix. So that is the basic idea to go about mixing. So this question says, how did you come up with the idea to create Field Q? So actually, Abhishek and Ritesh, who are the other co-owners of Field Q, they started the idea, and they added me to the label, and we always just thought that we should promote other artists, and it was not something for us. It was totally based on supporting new talents, upcoming talents on our label, helping everyone grow together and build a good relationship, and that is what Field Q is all about. It's a big family, and I'm really happy to be releasing a lot of good music from really upcoming artists and talented upcoming artists, and it's really amazing to see all the support we get. So thank you so much for that. So the next question is about mastering tips. So I think that you don't have to really concentrate much about mastering, because you need to first perfect your mix downs, and mix down is really very important. And for mastering, you can just add a compressor or a limiter and just push the maximum limits on the track and make them as loud as possible, yet not distorting the sound. And I would suggest you to make the lower signals, lower frequencies mono, and the rest stereo, so that it really helps when the tracks are played on club speakers. And I think that's about it. And also maybe you can work on some stereo image, and maybe just a bit of EQ here and there where you feel that there are lows missing, or some highs are too much. So in those cases you can EQ it a bit, and I think that's about it. This is a good question. How to go about promotion after or before a track? So basically, first I'll explain for promotion before the track. I think that you should really build the hype when your track is going to be released. Maybe if it is a label release, I suggest you to first tease the background artwork without any details of the label, and also without your collaboration partner if you are collaborating with someone, and keep posting between 2 days for each post. So for example, the first one is to tell that your track is going to be released with just the background, and the next one should be probably maybe revealing the artists you're collaborating with or the label on which you're releasing. And the final one, I think it should be on the date of the release. And for the promo on the date of the release, I think you should just post the artwork or a nice video clip, um, just for more engagement. And I think you need to really share and um, you need to really focus on the Spotify promo with some playlisting options. And also for SoundCloud, you can try to contact some promotional networks which offer SoundCloud promotion. So it really works like that. And sometimes it really depends on how you market it across Instagram or other social media. You can also advertise your music on Instagram stories, because you get the most reach on Instagram stories. So it really, I think that you should use that well. Another question says, have you ever made future-based rap and other kinds of genres? Yes, actually, in quarantine, I've been experimenting on a lot of genres, and I've been making some future-based as well. So I'm really excited for to see how they turn up, and I really hope that you guys would like it. The next question says, how have you grown on your Spotify and SoundCloud? So for SoundCloud promotion, actually you need to share and trade reposts, maybe with some scheduling channels, or for example, I've used Pump Your Sound, where you can add more accounts and trade your account with others and build your chain, and you can start reposting. And for Spotify, I think it's basically playlists, and you need to be added to a lot of playlists to get good support. And also try to send your tracks to the Spotify editorial selections, because if your track gets onto a Spotify editorial playlist, it could really get a lot of plays and streams. So I think it really is very useful. And you need to trade playlist spots for your own promo. Try to look for some free playlisting options, where you can trade your songs to be on the playlist for following those playlists. So try to search for those kind of playlists. Question says, I've been an EDM producer since 1 year and 2 months, and my tracks lack energy and creativity. And I want to know if professional producers take a long time to reach that level. So I think yes, they really practice a lot, and they have worked a lot on the music. And I really think that you need to keep practicing, keep working, watch tutorials, watch how reverb works, how you can layer white noise, and watch tutorials from Respawn, Ollie James, Zen World, who specialize in big room, progressive, electro house, and all that kind of stuff. And I think that it would really help you to increase your creativity and your energy on your tracks, especially with reverb and white noise. It's very important. So there are a lot of techniques like sidechain reverb and white noise stuff, which could really help a lot. And I think that it's just on the EQing and layering of the sounds. So keep that in mind and keep working, and keep watching tutorials. That's the only way to improve. The next question says, how did you improve yourself, and how did you learn music theory, and is YouTube enough to learn everything? So I personally think that you need to put your own effort, and you need to spend more time behind your computer on your DAW, and you need to practice a lot. And you can always learn how to do things on YouTube, but for music theory, it is a bit difficult. Maybe you need to just know the basics, like major and minor chords, scales, etc. And it would always be better to practice and reference and learn from other music to develop a good taste. So try to listen to good music, which will help you to make better melodies and get you better results. So the next question asks, how do you do your arrangements? So for my arrangements, usually I start the track with the breakdowns or the drops, and whenever I complete a breakdown, I go directly to the drop, make a drop idea, and then I connect the breakdowns and the drops, so that it's easier for me to make the ideas. Because if you make the breakdown and the build up, then you're going to lose inspiration to finish the drop, and maybe you might not come up with some ideas. So always first start either with the drop or the breakdown. It really depends. This is how I usually start.